Dear students, good morning. Today we are going to do our second lesson, The Sound of Music. This lesson is in two parts. First part is about a percussionist, Evelyn Glennie. This is the story of a deaf girl who works very hard and who becomes world famous percussionist. This word I have used twice. Percussionist, a person who knows how to play a musical instrument. That is known as percussionist. The second part of this lesson is about Bismillah Khan, the great Sehnai player. And you should feel proud that he was also from Bihar. Dear students, let's start our reading of the lesson, The Sound of Music. Part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. This sentence is very valuable sentence for understanding this lesson. Evelyn Glennie listens without hearing. Means she is deaf, unable to hear, but she can feel very nicely. She can sense very nicely. Before you read, God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. God took the power of hearing from Evelyn Glennie, but He gave him something extraordinary, something strange, something very much valuable. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than anyone of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability. Physical disability means when a person is unable to do something due to her disability, due to her inability. God has made some physical defect, physical handicap, and made her life a success story. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. Rush hour crowds means it was time of great rush. There was a crowd on the train platform, and it was an underground platform, and people were pushing one another to get their position. It means there was a huge crowd on the platform. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years. A slight girl means a small girl you can call it, or a thin girl you can call it. Looking younger than her 17 years. She was 17 years old, but she was not looking that much old. Was nervous yet excited. She was nervous and she was excited also. As she felt the vibration of the approaching train, she was feeling the approaching train's vibration. As we know, she was deaf, she could not hear, she could only sense or feel. It was her first day at the prestigious means well known, reputed, Royal Academy of Music. This is the name of the academy where she was going in London. And daunting enough, frightening enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. Scottish farm means Evelyn Glennie belonged to a village in Scotland. But this aspiring musician, aspiring means beta a person who wants to become. Aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. She was completely deaf. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been slowly. She was not by birth a deaf. She became a deaf gradually, slowly. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard. This is what her mother recalls, says Isabel Glennie. Isabel Glennie is the name of the mother. The mother recalls one incident when Evelyn was to play piano in school during some program, and the school authorities announced her name to come and play, but Evelyn didn't go there. She could not go there because she was unable to hear her name. Then next line. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glennie. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal. Conceal means hide, chipana. Her growing deafness from her friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated, became very bad. And her headmistress urged, requested, suggested her parents to take her to a specialist. Means the headmistress suggested the parents that they should take their daughter to a specialist, to a doctor. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired, very badly weakened, as a result of gradual nerve damage. A slowly nerve damage has made all these defects in her hearing power. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids. Some machine or something else should be fitted in her ear and sent to a school for the deaf. She should not go to a normal school. She should be sent to a school for deaf. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. When Evelyn recalls this incident, she says that at that day she felt that everything became black. Yes, dear students, it's very tough. Paragraph number 3. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was not ready to give up. She was not ready to surrender. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her. Maximum number of teachers were against it. They discouraged. They said, no, Evelyn, you don't do. But her percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential, recognized her potential. Her music teacher, you can call it, percussionist, a person who knows very well how to play a musical instrument. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes. This line you should understand. This line is very important to understand this whole lesson. He began by tuning two large drums. The percussionist, Ron Forbes, her teacher, started playing two large drums, two different notes. He was playing different notes, means he was playing different tunes. He was playing different notes on both the drums. Don't listen through your ears, he would say. He told Glennie that don't listen through your ears. Try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. Suddenly I realized I could feel higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. And suddenly Evelyn realized she could feel the vibration of first drum in the upper part of the body, above waist up. And the lower drum, lower beat, one from the waist down. She could feel the vibration of the lower beat, waist down portion of her body. Forbes repeated the exercise and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. In this way, Evelyn got a way to sense the music, not through ears but through different body parts. Now she could sense the music different notes in different body parts. I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. She got the way how to sense the music, and the remaining thing was only and only determination and hard work. Dear students, this lesson gives you information not only about Evelyn Glennie but also it gives you a message to work hard. It shows very clearly that hard work never goes unpaid. If you work hard, definitely you will get the results. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. In that way, she chose music as her career. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. Orchestral work is done in a team, and solo performances means single person performs. From orchestral work, she became solo performer. At the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. She got almost all the top awards in her field. And all of this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. She says, if you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. And she got right to the top. The world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments. Dear students, pay attention. She plays not only a single musical instrument, but some 1,000 instruments she could play. And hectic international schedule, very busy. Hectic means busy. In Hindi, sometimes we say, सांस लेने की फुर्सत नहीं है. That in English is known as hectic, very busy. International schedule. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. She is unable to hear, but even after that, she can play all the instruments so nicely. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beards give me trouble. She laughed. She said this, that men with bushy beards give me trouble, means they keep me in trouble because I am unable to understand when they are speaking what they are saying, because she is unable to hear. That's why she does lip reading, and from there she gets her meaning. It is not just watching the lips, it is the whole face, especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. Dear students, here one thing you should learn. Scottish lilt. It is not Scottish language. It is Scottish lilt. Lilt is a way of speaking. For example, when I was posted in Hyderabad, Kendriya Vidyalaya Ordnance Factory, Hyderabad, the great school, there the students I found were having a trouble in saying N and M. They used to pronounce these two letters as yen and yem. In Bihar also, in our school, some students face trouble when they are saying wood. They pronounce it like wood, not wood. Then, dear student, it is the effect of our local language or our lilt. Lilt means a way of speaking. In Hindi, you can call it lehja. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says, but that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. Let's try to understand this passage again. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. She speaks English without any mistake with a Scottish way of speaking. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11. She says I can speak clearly because I was able to hear up to the age of 11 years. She says, but that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese, because she learned French and Japanese only after becoming deaf. Then how she is able to speak these two languages? It means she is really a very great hard worker and her determination is great. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. For sensing music, she says, it pours in, it comes in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, through the skin, my cheekbones, through the cheekbones, and even in my hair. Even through her hair, she can sense music. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. By leaning against, by bending against the drums, she can feel the resonance, echoes of sounds or vibration like thing flowing into her body on a wooden platform. If her platform on which she performs is made of wood, she removes the shoes so that the vibration pass through her bare feet and up her legs. To feel the vibration, she removes her shoes. She goes there bare feet, without shoes. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audience. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. In 1991, she was awarded with the prestigious, very famous, very reputed Soloist of the Year, Solo Performer of the Year by the Royal Philharmonic Society. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. Dear students, do you remember we started the lesson with the same quotation? This quotation is given by James Blades. He was also a percussionist, a person who knows how to play many musical instruments. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Workaholic. Sorry, beta. It is workaholic. Workaholic is a person who loves doing work, who is unable to stay without work. I have just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous, large in number. Many rewards are there. I worked hard and I got many rewards. Apart from the regular concerts, concert is a performance. Regular performances. Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. Dear student, this portion of the lesson shows her great love for humanity. She is serving humanity not for money but because she is a real human being. Anne Ricklin of Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children. Dear student, Beethoven Fund is a society which is established for helping deaf children, and Anne Ricklin is one of the member of that Beethoven Fund. Dear student, here you should know Beethoven was also a great musician and he was also deaf. Says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. She has become inspiration, a lighthouse for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. If Evelyn can achieve, they can also achieve something great in their lives. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. Evelyn Glennie has already achieved and accomplished, completed more than most twice her age. More than most people twice her age means the people who are double in age than Evelyn Glennie, they have not achieved that much what Evelyn Glennie has achieved. She has brought percussion to the front of orchestra. She has made percussion a very major part of orchestra and demonstrated and showed that it can be very moving, it can be very emotional. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, who are physically challenged. People who look to her and say, if she can do, I can. If she can do, I also can do. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. She has given melodious music to millions. Deborah Cowley. Dear students, in that way our reading is over. Now we will do thinking about the text and working with the language. I hope you enjoyed it. Your doubts are always welcome. Any doubt you can ask me. Thanks for listening to me.